Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Was it a form of therapy when he made that song? If you had a this, you'll pull it.
Yeah.
Ride till we die. He was pushing that verse out, and he was singing that verse like he was giving it up.
He was mad.
You taught niggas to take pain, be a man. That's why Tupac niggas scream your name.
He was angry to the point where, because we live by never getting into beefs. Real men don't rap about other men on records. Don't talk about.
I heard him say that.
You know what I'm saying? But he was angry. He was angry to the point of like, y'all took something from me.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
And that's what bothers me with a lot of things today. You know what I'm saying? Because we lived through that and you lived through it. You know this. A lot of these youngsters don't really know what was going on. They don't know that it was a separation. You know, Biggie came to New Orleans, but Pac was New Orleans was a Pac place. They booing this man.
Yeah.
It's like if they could touch him then, God, so they would have.
Yeah.
It got that serious. The lines were drawn. You know, even if we liked, you know, P was close to you know, Pac. So it was more or less like, you know, he never was the type, don't listen to Biggie music. Because we love, me and me all, and we love, you know, Biggie music. But you can tell that West Coast, the lines were drawn. So even, and people don't realize how serious that was during the Pac and Biggie thing. Lines were drawn.
It even got more serious when he passed and P made that song. When he made that song and he had Tupac feature on there.
Thought it was dope, but this on it up beginning. Thug niggas don't die, one born every minute. Tupac.
That was after he had passed.
Yeah.
And he was really giving it. He was giving it. He was saying that from angry. It was coming from his heart, man.
Man,
how was that?
He might get upset. Y'all think he could get upset, man, because he could respect this. I remember, and for us, you know, we were in Cleveland and Gun Arena. We was coming. Scarface was on that ticket. Who else was on there? I can't remember. It was West Side Connection.
Okay.
Right? And we remember we performed. And in fact, and it lit a flame under P, but he wasn't mad. You know what I'm saying? Scarface wanted everybody that was on that side standing there to move when it was daytime to perform. And he kind of looked, oh, he'll move. I'm gonna remember that. Like, it was more like we coming, but we would never be handled like this again.
Yeah.
And he, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, we about to roll out. But that's when we heard they were still screaming No Limit after we had performed.
Wow.
Our time was so, we knew it was our time. And just so ironic, we get back to the hotel. And then the news came. So now we waking up to Biggie is gone.
Wow.
Right? And so, you know, I remember where, you know, it was like they funeral and stuff, and, you know, we was talking around, and P was like, nah, ain't none of y'all going out there. We don't know what's up. Y'all ain't going to that. You know, it was like we wanted to pay, you know, respects because we was fans of it. And Mia, you know, in so many ways, I think, got to talk to him, meet him and stuff like that. You know, we respected that, but P was like, nah, y'all ain't going out there.
Wow.
Right? You know, you never know what's going on. But then I understood it's Pac. You know what I'm saying? But when that happened with Pac, I saw his face. I saw somebody that was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like you took a brother away from him, like hurt. Like literally, and you looking at your leader. This your leader. You know what I'm saying? And you look to him to lead, but you watching your leader lay across a bed, and you know what I'm saying? Basically, like just got shades on, getting up, he moving around slower, and usually we running, and wherever we going, you know, the things we doing. That was one of them days where it looked like he wasn't doing no running to the stores. He was like, we went back to our apartment, and all of us was like that anyway because it was Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Was it a form of therapy when he made that song? If you had you'll pull it.
Yeah.
Ride till we die. He was pushing that verse out, and he was singing that verse like he was giving it up.
He was mad.
You taught niggas to take pain, be a man. That's why Tupac niggas scream your name.
He was angry to the point where, because we live by never getting into to beefs. Real men don't rap about other men on records. Don't talk about.
I heard him say that.
You know what I'm saying? But he was angry. He was angry to the point of like, y'all took something from me. You know what I'm saying? And I think if he didn't be that mature, controlled person, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of things might have been said from our end. You know what I'm saying? Because he was angry.
But he knew how to keep his composure too, right?
At that other coast, but he just kept his composure. He stayed out of it and left it alone. But I saw hurt on his face, man. Like literally just riding around, we in the car, quiet. Because, you know, on the way to shows, I used to always have, in the bus drive, I used to have the mixed CD with all Pac stuff. And that's what we would play on our way to shows. Like, and I would have everything on there, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know, especially, you know, love Pac. So we would have certain songs on there, and you could tell that's what get P going. We used to be on the bus. And when that happened, you know, when you've been seeing your leader so strong and leading you, and then you watch him in a vulnerable state because he was hurt. Like when that happened to Pac, he was hurt. He was quiet for a while. And then you could see anger things with him, you know, and then it was to the point like anybody on that side, he didn't want, you know, really deal with him. But then he caught himself and just be who he was. But that took a toll on him.
I think it's the same thing with Pimp C. It was the same. Yeah. They both was the same way about Pac.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
you and you know and I always think about Pimp C because Pimp and P had their issues or whatever. You hear about it all. It's all everywhere on the internet. But the thing is, I mean, they had this love for Pac, and not only that, when they came in the game, they had this connection. You know, like I told Silk this morning, my favorite song by him is a Player from the South. Like, cause I love that song because of the way and they were talking about the hustle, the whole song. Yeah. And I was hustling at the time.
And then
you know what I'm saying? They talking about the hustle, the whole song.
A lot of dudes say that, man.
The whole song, every verse, everybody talked about the game.
And because you related, and then the cars
I was doing it.
And they had the
I was driving them.
And you got exactly. The whole look of it. Everything. You not everybody was dressing there like with how everybody was out there hustling.
Yeah, hustling and doing their thing. You know what I'm
saying? And it was this, but with them two with Pac, and I think with a lot lot of us down south with Pac.
Oh, same thing. You see his picture right there. You know, I'm gonna keep it right here.
We represented. Pac represented struggle to us.
Yeah.
He represented like, you know, like they say, the rose that grew from the concrete. You know what I'm saying? And so we resonated with him, with everything. It wasn't so much as our woke people in the community, like Mia and them. You know, Mia, because of her parents and stuff like that. You know, especially her mom and things like that. You know, they were on the part of the Black Panther part of Pac, you know, activist part. You know, some of us hadn't got there yet, but what we was more up on, you know what I'm saying, the struggle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For me, like the song Unconditional Love, I listened to that song and I'm like, I can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to be a burden, because I'm so many years behind my brother and sister. When he said that in that song, you know, watching cartoons, but don't want to be a burden to, you know, to my mama, because that's what I felt. I was behind, and she had to still work extra jobs to take care of me, and I'm 15 years behind everybody. I used to feel I was a burden, and my thing was, I'm gonna go in these streets, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, because I don't want to be the problem. I don't want my mama to have things, and I don't want to be the reason why she's struggling. I'm watching her come home with sandals on. When she take them off, she done warm and they so tight you could still see the strap print on her feet.
Wow.
Because she working 3 jobs and she coming home. You feel what I'm saying? And when he did that song, you could relate to Pac when he's like, you know, Unconditional Love, and you know, and even with music, when all the lights and screams scatter, only my dreams matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Within music, he was foretelling you. You know what I'm saying? And just so we resonated with him more down south, and then the anger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Frustration.
And then the little guy, the little skinny guy, the little small guy.
Yeah.
Pac let you know. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like you resonated with that.
That nigga would say it ain't easy being me. Will I see the penitentiary or will I stay free?
It ain't easy being me. Will I see the penitentiary or will I stay free?
That, bruh.
Niggas was going through stuff.
Bruh.
Still are. And he was calling it out. Yeah. You know, and it was a lot of songs that was.
Look, it was interviews. He said
his
I'm
interview.
looking at Donald Trump. You know, before people get scared, all those blacks for Trump. I ain't talking about your guy. And he said, how could you have that much money and somebody be starving?
He was young.
You know how real that is?
Yeah.
How do you have that much money and there's kids don't have nothing to eat?
He talked about the White House too. He said, why would y'all want to keep it nice? If you got homeless, why not bring them in there? He said analogies that where it just took all the politics out of it. If you're really trying to help, but for him to be that young and speaking on subjects like that, he only lived to be 25.
Yeah, and that's when people really don't his knowledge and who he was. You would think this man he was 50, 60 when he died. He was 25 in a materialistic world where mind could have been easily on the usual female, clothes, jewelry. Yeah, he did all that, but his passion and everything who he was about community, about activism. And it's like at 25 years old, the things that he spoke about that still resonate today. Like what's going on right now. You know, and people names that he spoke, like I said, bringing Donald Trump up. He said this back then about this man having this much money. And now this, could you imagine if he was alive and Donald Trump has been president and about to become president again? I hate to say it. You know what I'm saying?
You think he gonna make it?
Man, honestly, the difference is poor people, we end up doing time. Rich people, they just end up having pictures on TV and they end up just being free. You feel what I'm saying? And he's not, I feel he's not, even though they're trying so he can't run. You know, you got to look, it gets deeper for me.
You don't think it's going to work?
No. And because you got to really think about the people that have to make those decisions, whether he's guilty and he do time. Who are they? That's his people.
This system is about money, power.
Exactly.
And he deals with representing that very well.
And then also you got to really sit down and think.
But they don't like the fact that they can't control him.
Yeah, but
and then at the same time is he's unpredictable to people. Because you might think, well, he come from the rich, but then people will say certain things, but he don't like nobody. He don't like white people himself. Sometimes he would tell you, if I don't like you, I don't like you. And he's a wild card that he can't be controlled. And then in Washington, it's about control. I'm gonna control you. I need you to say this or be this way, do this and pass this bill and that bill.
You're a pawn.
You're not gonna control him. You feel what I'm saying? And I think, and that's the wild card thing about him, where you don't know. Will he get us into World War III? Or will he turn this into a civil war? Are we all gonna prosper? You feel what I'm saying? And so you don't know with him. And that's just the point.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.